Absolutely. And I like that you call it consumer engagement, because at the end of the day, we are all consumers, whether you're an HCP or whether you're patients, and our expectations are changing incredibly in terms of what value we actually want to seek and how we want to be engaged with in the end, whether that's through the physical or through the digital world. So I think that's one major trend that's driving it, is the underlying consumer behavior that is driving a difference in how people want to engage in their own healthcare. I would say a second major trend that is driving this is in pharmaceuticals, the portfolios of the companies are changing so dramatically. They are becoming much more diversified in terms of meeting specialty care needs, rare disease needs, but also expanding into major areas of cardiovascular and obesity. So managing those portfolios and the speed at which launch is coming and competition is coming is becoming increasingly challenging for pharma companies to absorb. On top of that, they're doing this in an environment where margins are under an immense amount of pressure, whether that's from the external ecosystem that's happening around us with tariffs and trade, or whether that's on the internal organization and the structures they built in the past that have made them not able to be agile and flexible in the future. So improving that margin has become incredibly important for many of our clients over the last year. And last and certainly not least is the evolution in tech and data. I think we've been working on this for decades, but now is a really pivotal point. We have platform organizations that are really verticalizing around this industry and providing end-to-end capabilities within their platform that answers the interoperability challenges that we've had in the past. Additionally, and Priya will speak about this more, the evolution and the speed in which Gen AI is not just here, but really creating value today in a very rapid pace is allowing us to use AI not to replace humans, but to really augment the capabilities of your teams to do more with less. So I think it's the convergence of these four factors that is really making today a difference in achieving that future. And when we talk about that future, it's really a personalized future. I get the information that I need when and where I need it through the channels in which I prefer. And if you think about an agentic future, I'm no longer going to websites, to these common sources to search for information. I can ask an agent to go and help me find the doctors that I need, to find the newest medical information that I'm required. So how you as a pharma company represent yourself in that future world and how you change your organization to adapt to that world, that moment is today.
Absolutely, and let me start by saying that one common theme that we are observing is everybody is acknowledging it is not in hype, it is real, right? So they all are thinking about it continuously, and with the rapid change of evolution of technology, like you need to be up to this speed. And they are pushing the boundaries, not just at a functional level. I would say for the clients that we are working on, they are thinking about enterprise level technology capabilities, right? And then it comes to each and every functions. What we are definitely observing is that our clients are at different point of maturity, and hence it is impacting their strategy. And it's not just maturity from the capabilities perspective, but it is also about which area they are playing in, right? Which therapeutic area they are playing in, how strong their pipeline is. And that is defining their overall strategy and focus. What we are also observing and the way we are helping client is just rethink about the future, rethink how they can enable agents both at enterprise level, but also within each and every functions. And one way to look at it is you have custom built agents, but you also have agents which are like provided by vendors, be it your Salesforce, be it SAP, SAP. How can you create a marketplace for those agents and then being supported by data services, by AI services, and by application services? To give you an example, when I say agents, these agents could be your orchestration agents, right? These agents could be your third-party agents, Salesforce being an example. When I'm talking about data services, we are talking about how you can ingest and build the agents which can actually help you to ingest structured and unstructured data. When I'm talking about AI services, which are again leveraged by at an enterprise level, right? So how you can leverage translation services. And when we are talking about app services, how you can leverage chatbot at an enterprise level. So these are some of the nuances that we are helping our client to think through it and shape an architecture which is evolving another example, like we all know MCP, right, which has been released by Anthropic. It is again helping organization to have all these agents coexisting in an environment, right, by having an interoperability between custom agents as well as your vendor supported agents. So these are the areas. They are at different point in the journey, but I would say that all of them are thinking proactively on how they can adapt and adopt this technology within their ecosystem to give them that competitive advantage. So I'll give you an example. I'm working with clients who are focusing, let's say, on product launches. Like, it takes at least 24 to 36 months from a commercial strategy perspective before the drug actually comes to the market. And there is a lot of work. So how you can use agents, and smallest example will be the intelligence, the market intelligence, the brand intelligence. Previously, it was your primary and the secondary research, which was done at one point in time. And then all the decisions were taken, let's say, for that initial 6 to 8 months of research that you have done. So the new way of transformation, or the new way they are thinking about, is how we can make sure that this knowledge, which is not point in time, but almost real time, is included in every decision making that they are doing as part of their launch strategy, right? And here, agents comes into the picture.
And I think Priya started getting into it, which is be very clear about what your strategy is and what you are trying to achieve. Every one of our organizations that we work with and clients that we work with, they are at different moments in time in this journey. And so I think understanding where you are today and being very clear about the ambition that you're trying to achieve and practical about those metrics. What kind of top line revenue, what kind of upside are you looking to get out of this? How are you looking to improve the actual customer engagement journey or ultimately patient outcomes? And be very clear about those metrics that you're trying to achieve. Again, I mentioned everybody is trying to do more with less. So what is it that you're going to do differently to achieve that? So I think that's one very important piece, is be clear about your strategy. That's going to be what's crucial to your foundation, but what's really going to differentiate you as an organization. I would say the second piece that's really critical is collaboration. As you can tell, these kinds of transformation takes functional understanding and expertise from hundreds of different areas of background. So you have to find ways to collaborate within your organization and break down the barriers and silos, but also outside your organization, right? This takes a village to get done. And with that collaboration, I think alignment of leadership. These kinds of things take lots of inner workings within different functionalities, transformations of how you do financing and budgets, transformation of how those teams are ultimately constructed. So I think having that leadership endorsement, buy-in, sponsorship, and support to ensure that everyone is heading in the same direction is also critical to get up front. Yes, so as you approach this, I think individually, most of our organizations are quite large, and it is a lot of change for the individual that sits in the seat that's doing the work every day. So over-communicate. Change management is often underserved, but when done well, that's where a lot of the value comes, because the transformation value comes in three parts. It is the technology that we've discussed and how you roll that out. It's being able to adapt your processes and people to be able to absorb that change and really make it productive. And then it's about the financial element. What are you really producing in the end? So transformation takes those three things and maximizes at the intersection of them.